Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Frontline. I hope y'all had a good week. Uh, Personally, I did. It rained a lot. I'm surrounded by a lot of snow-capped mountains as a result. Family nestled in. Everybody seems happy, We had a really great salad last night Universe made. Put a dent in me. Apparently, I was snoring. I didn't even know I snore, guys. Anyway, um, I'm sitting here, guys, and I want to show y'all this picture that Universe and I took yesterday because it was very odd. Now, normally you see a rainbow in the skies, right? It's shaped like a bow. Interesting research on that word rainbow, guys, too. Y'all should do yourselves a favor. It's not going to reveal what you think it's going to reveal. That bow is actually reminiscent of a crossbow. But anyway, so if you think of a crossbow and you think of a rainbow, you think of it arched, right? This rainbow was like on the horizon. You see it, guys? It's like right along the fence line. Really, really weird. Then it got real thick over here in this corner, right? Like a portal. And then it was just like a straight line straight across. What a wave of clouds. Real weird stuff going on around here, guys. Real weird stuff. But I got a good picture of it, so. But guys, this week, I want to move us along. We got to get into this book of Ruth, guys. I know y'all will wonder, how did we get on this journey for the book of Ruth? I'm going to tell y'all how. I started seeing this reference to Israel and Judah. Israel and Judah. And I was like, well, why does the Creator keep sounding like the Creator is singling Judah out as if Judah is not a part of Israel? And in doing that, I wanted to research more on the mothers, right? And once I started researching more on the mothers, I noticed something very peculiar as well. That it seemed like the Torah was only validating one mother. Okay? So I feel like I'm starting to see why the Creator keeps singling Judah out for the nonsense that Judah has done. Alright, guys? Look, I know on this journey, I've pushed quite a few people away. Alright? I used to be one of them. Judah. I think on my father's side, guys. I really do. My father's a Ruth. My father's an Andrews. So I do believe on my father's side, there's some Judah. I just believe on my mother's side, Rachel was weeping. Alright, guys, that's all I can say. The Torah is not validating both of these mothers. Only one book is. Only one book in the Torah validates both mothers. That's how we got on this journey, y'all. Never forget. And I said to myself, what is up with this one book that's validating both of these mothers? Where'd this book come from? Right, guys? So I went on a journey, right? We already got rid of there's only 2 books in our Torah with a woman's name on it, guys. Problem. That's Esther and Ruth. Only 2 books with a woman name, guys. And I said to myself, how is this possible? You only have 2 books, and each of these books represent either someone marrying someone from a foreign nation or someone from another nation marrying into Israel. Quote, actually into Judah. Let's pay attention, guys. They're marrying into Judah. Judah is marrying foreign people, and Judah is allowing foreign people to marry it. Well, I guess that's one and the same, y'all. But you know what I mean. Okay, we keep seeing this tendency from Judah. So I asked myself, what the hell is this about? Is this what the Creator keeps singling Judah out for? So y'all be the judge of this. I'm going to show y'all my smoking gun in this episode right here, right? So I'm not going to take y'all into the book of Ruth because there's no meaningful content in the book. The Creator is not mentioned in the book of Ruth. The Creator is not mentioned in the book of Esther. So no need to go to those books. You can do that on your own free time if you find that the content in this book is still meaningful to you. All right. Unless you're Israel. Okay. Because I'm trying to be with Israel. I don't have no affiliations with the tribes. Okay. Not that where I'm showing trial loyalty above loyalty to my creator. Heck no. Not happening. All right, guys. So I'm going to take y'all on a little journey and show you what I mean about this book of Ruth. Now, let me ask you a little question, right? Y'all are just meeting me, right? So say I put out a book today and I propose to tell you my story about how I met my husband today and we're in love and we got married, right? Okay. But somehow at the end of this book, I put a distant relative in the end of my story. Wouldn't you be asking yourself, wait a minute, how the hell did she do that? How is she able to predict into the future? Well, that's what the book of Ruth does. The book of Ruth tells you about the story of Ruth being placed under the nose of Boaz, and that the book eventually ends with the genealogy and how we get to JC through Ruth, a Moabitess. So let's just go real quick on this journey, guys. I'm going to show y'all first. Let's get to who Moab is. We know what Moab did. Moab sought out a quote magician to curse Israel. But let's get into the backstory, right? Who are the Moabites in the Bible? All right, I'm going to start right here. So Canaanites, Perizzite, Hivites, Jebusites, Amorites, termites, oh my. The Bible has no shortage of ites. So who on earth were the Moabites? The dark origin of these people is found in Genesis 19. After Lot and his two daughters escaped the divine destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, they eventually took refuge in some nearby mountains. Discouraged by the recent destruction, which consumed both of their fiancés, coupled with the isolation in the caves, the oldest daughter convinces the youngest daughter to join her in an incestuous relationship with their father to perpetuate the family lineage. Both daughters conceive sons by their father by getting him drunk. The son of the youngest daughter was named Ammon, the father of the Ammonites. The son of the oldest daughter was named Moab. All right, guys? The father of the Moabites. These two half-brothers would become two powerful nations. Now, hold on. They're not just half-brothers. They're half-brothers. They're cousins, right? Because they're sisters. Their mothers are sisters. So look at this monstrosity. They're half-brothers. They're cousins. They are got the same father. They've got the same grandfather. How about that? This is where this nation comes from, guys. This is the background. Not only were they living in Sodom and Gomorrah, okay, guys, so is this where these daughters picked up these practices to sleep with their father and get him drunk? I mean, why would any self-respected man allow himself to get drunk around his daughters? But that's what happened. That's what Lot did. Okay, y'all? All right, so let's keep going, right? We'll get out of this article because I just wanted to give y'all a brief background of who who the Moabites were. So let's go into this book of Ruth real quick. Summary of the book of Ruth. The summary of the book of Ruth provides information about the title, author, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, let's go. The title. The book is named right here after one of its main characters, a young woman of Moab, the great-grandmother of David, also an ancestress of JC. The only other biblical book bearing the name of a woman is Esther. What did I tell y'all? They're going to tell y'all right there. There's only two books bearing a woman's name in our Torah. That's Esther and Ruth. So let's keep going. The story is set in the time of the Judges, a time characterized in the book of Judges as a period of religious and moral degeneracy, national disunity, and the frequent foreign oppression. The book of Ruth reflects a time of peace between Israel and Moab. It's not Israel and Moab. It's Judah and Moab. You see what I'm saying? This is where people get confused. But see, the Creator's not allowing us to get confused, because I done showed y'all passage after passage where the Creator actually excludes Judah when mentioning Israel. Okay? They want to tell you in this article that Judah is Israel. Hold on. All right, guys? Don't let them play 3-card Monty on you. All right? We know who Israel is, and we know who Judah is. All right, guys? Let's keep going. Because they want you to get confused. All right, we're right here. It gives a series of intimate glimpses into the private lives of the members of an Israelite family. It also presents a delightful account of the remnant of true faith and piety in the period of the Judges, relieving an otherwise wholly dark picture of that era. Right, they want you to get confused with Judah and Israel. We're not confused here, though. Let's keep going. The author is unknown. This is a really important text right here, guys. I want y'all to pay attention. The author is unknown. Jewish tradition points to Samuel, but it's unlikely that he is the author because the mention of David. What did I tell y'all? This book mentions David before he's even born. The book goes on to tell you that through Ruth, all right, so let's go. And you're going to find that in Ruth 4:17 and 22. It implies a later date. See, this is why they're saying it couldn't be Samuel, because Samuel came later down the line. So he can't write a book about the future king if he hasn't even lived. All right. Further, the literary style of Hebrew used in Ruth suggests that it was written during the period of the monarchy. Which monarchy? Which monarchy would it benefit to write about David? Come on, y'all. Oh, God. I want to go down, though, guys, because I want to show y'all right here the outline. Okay, so this is going to give you an outline of what's contained in the book of Ruth. All right, you get bored, go ahead and knock yourselves out. Read about it, because at the end of the day, it shows you the foolishness of this woman right here named Naomi, who decided to go with her husband into a foreign nation. Both of her sons were sick, and wait till I show y'all the names of that line. Unifier said I should do it today. I'm awfully tired, y'all. I can't do it today. But I'm going to show y'all. Remember, Leah is the handservant of Shiloh. Remember that, guys. Go back and watch that Shiloh, the Infinity Stone episode. Because when I start talking about the names of the patriarchal line of Judah from this union right here, you're going to remember that Shiloh episode, guys. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so Naomi is right here. She done followed her husband back, and everybody died. Her son got sick. Everybody's sick. So Ruth goes back with Naomi. Naomi is instructing Ruth, right? Because she wants to get back in the graces of her kinsman, which is Boaz. Okay, Boaz has some money. So Naomi needs a place to live. Naomi needs something to eat. So she's going to drag Ruth back over and put him up under Boaz's nose. That honeypot method that we talked about before, guys. Let's not act like we stupid here. All right. Naomi is going to use the honeypot method on her own kinsman. All right. And her own kinsman, please go back and read the story, guys. There was a closer relative that could have redeemed, quote, Ruth. But he knew that he wasn't supposed to marry any foreign woman. All right. Boaz interpreted the law to suit his needs, like people often do. Boaz said, well, this is a kinsman. This is the wife of my kinsman. So I have to marry her. No, your kinsman should have never married her, because your kinsman was not supposed to marry a Moabitess. We were told that in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 7, wasn't it, guys? Come on, y'all. So Boaz used the law to his advantage so he could marry this, quote, foreign woman, this Barbie woman. And some texts of this book, of this marriage, we never hear about this marriage after in the Bible, right? In the Torah. But some places outside of the Torah got this man dying that night. Okay, guys, do yourselves a favor with this story. It's a real strange story. But the only reason why I told y'all I bring in the book of Ruth, because the book of Ruth is going to tell us that the line of Israel is established through Leah, which is a damn lie. And I'm going to show y'all that this is a lie. So for me, this book is trash, just like Esther was a book of trash. The only difference is Ruth is abominable. See, Esther shows us how Judah got back after their captivity. Well, never came back. Okay? However, Ruth is abominable because Ruth is going to begin to tell us that Israel comes from Leah too. And that's a lie. Israel is only from Rachel, guys. And I'm going to prove this to y'all using the Torah. Right? Because if Israel is from both of these mothers, we should see these mothers being talked about in the Torah elsewhere, shouldn't we? Hey, we smarter than them over here on the front line, guys. We figured that out thanks to Mother, right? Mother said, well, wait a minute. If these women are the mothers of Israel, we should see them in the Torah elsewhere. Only book that talks about Leah is Ruth. But yet we got other books that talk about Rachel. Because it is her seed. It ain't Leah's goddamn seed, y'all. Newsflash. And I done told y'all before, I can't link the mothers of Leah and Rachel together. All right? Her seed passed on only to Rachel. And this is why the other tribes are trying to tear out at Ephraim's neck. This is why they are no more. But the Torah is going to tell us that the Creator is returning for those children that were no more. Don't lose sight of who's Israel, y'all. They trying to play 3-card Monty on you. Let's keep going. So Boaz comes back and he marries Ruth, right? So, and then down here, right, this is why we're here. The book is going to get ready to tell you about the genealogy of David. Let's go to it. Let's go look at that and look at what that looks like. Because this is really funny. So the book of Ruth begins to tell you she's in love, she fell in love, she married Boaz. But at the end of the book, it's going to tell you 10 generations later. Who added this book? The Creator is not mentioned in this book, not one time. Then at the end of the book, you get a sneak preview of the future. You get a list of 10 generations into the future. How? Is Ruth a witch? How is Ruth, in the end of her book, how are we able to find out that there's going to be 10 generations? Now, peep this line of Perez right here, that the Creator is supposed to be saying that David, or that the Torah is telling us that David and the JC came through. Go in your Torah and read the story of who Judah slept with. Judah slept with his own daughter-in-law. That's who this line of Perez comes through. Okay, y'all? And then we're going to get into these names. We're going to get into the names of Boaz to David eventually, right? Because Boaz marries Ruth under the condition that he's supposed to treat her as if she's the kinsman's wife that he's trying to redeem. The only thing is this. Boaz is supposed to name Obed Malin, according to their law. He's not supposed to be named Obed. He's supposed to be named Malin because that's Ruth's previous husband's name. So according to this law that Boaz used to marry Ruth, he's supposed to name any child of that union after the old husband. They didn't. They named him Obed. Okay? So already we see that they're liars. All right, guys? And this is where David is stemming from. So we got problems right off the bat. The book's already telling you about David. He ain't even existed yet. All right. Here's another problem with David that I noticed. This article is going to call David a Moabite straight out. All right, guys. After David's unsuccessful attempts to find safety in Gath, David takes his parents to Moab to save them from Saul's revenge. Says here, David's ancestry comes center stage in his attempt to keep his natal family safe from Saul's revenge. David sought to leave his parents with the king of Moab for safekeeping while he continued to flee from Saul. Moab was a natural choice because Jesse, David's father, was the grandson of Ruth the Moabite. Jesse could probably recall his grandmother's accent and stories about growing up across the Jordan from the Judahite tribe holdings. We should not even think that the royal lines were purely Israel. Indeed, JC's genealogy notes several non-Israelites Alwyn. David's family's Moabite heritage proves incredibly helpful as they found safety from Saul and Moab. Problem is, the person in this article ain't going to tell you that they claimed that the king of Moab wound up killing David's family. Now, if I'm an Israelite, why would I take my mother and father to hide amongst some people that the Creator said can never congregate in the presence of the Creator? Why would I do that? Unless I'm Moab. I mean, come on, y'all. I mean, why else would David take his family to hide there? You understand what I'm saying? We're missing key points in this book because we're not reading this book and using our reasoning in this book. We're just thinking, oh, this is a great thing. David took his family to Moab. Yay! No. But that's what David did. So David knew that he had a relationship with Moab. He knew he had enough of one to be able to take his mother and father to hide while people are looking for his head. Excuse me, guys. So I just wanted to show y'all real briefly that there's this history with Moab, right? Now, remember I told you guys, how did we get to the book of Ruth, right? We got to the book of Ruth because of Leah. Leah led us to the book of Ruth, guys. Remember? Told y'all, I looked to see what other books speak of Leah, right? So here's this really good article out of SCEPTRE. So purposes of education, fair use, guys, right? All right. I researched what books contain Leah and what books contain Rachel. Any one of y'all can do this search. I encourage you to do it. All right, verses about Leah. So this article is going to tell us that there's 28 verses about Leah from 2 books. Okay, guys? Only 2 books contain Leah in our Torah. Now, one of them I done told you just now is a hijack, because it begins to tell you about some stuff that happens in the future that haven't even happened yet. 10 generations. So clearly somebody added that book later. Our Creator is not mentioned in that book. Strike number 2. And then strike number 3. The book begins to tell us that that Leah, let's go on down here. You see Genesis, Leah's everywhere in Genesis, right? All through Genesis, Leah. Then we get down to here, just one other passage, the book of Ruth. Well, let's see what Ruth says. Ruth 4:11. Let's see what Ruth 4:11 tells us about Leah. All right. And all the people that were in the gate and the elders said, we are witnesses. The Lord make the woman that is come into thine house like Rachel and like Leah, which 2 did build the house of Israel. And do thou worthily in Ephrath and be famous in Bethlehem. What 2? What 2? If 2 built it, shouldn't I be seeing this in the Torah somewhere else? Shouldn't I be seeing that Leah is just as important as Rachel? Leah and her kids? I should see that somewhere, shouldn't I? Leah and her kids probably thought they was just as important as Rachel. And that's what we keep seeing all through history. The bitterness, right? But they ain't Rachel and they ain't Israel. Let's keep going, y'all. Because right here, this book begins to tell us a bold-faced lie. Judah's saying this, y'all. Remember, these are the people from Judah. Rachel and Leah, which two right here, Rachel and Leah. So Ruth is going to tell you that Rachel and Leah, this is how we got here, guys. The book of Ruth told me that Rachel and Leah built the house of Israel. Really? All right. So then I said to myself, well, let's see if that's true, right? Let's see. Remember, what did it tell us? 28 verses and 2 books talk about Leah. Let's go back to the top. Sorry, y'all. I had to hold on to that. Yes, 28 verses and 2 books, right? 28 verses. It's going to pretend to tell us right here. And 2 books talk about Leah. Now let's go and see what they say about Rachel. Let's see how many verses and how many books talk about Rachel. Let's drop the phone. Sorry, y'all. Let's go, because this is why we're here, y'all. Now, this article is going to tell us that 39 verses are about Rachel from 3 books. Now, why would there be 39 verses about Rachel spoken of in 3 books, but only 28 verses about Leah, and only 2 books speak of Leah? Why would that happen, y'all? Because maybe, like Shamar said, these kids it ain't about Leah's kids. It's always been about Rachel's kids. Just like Shamar said, the Israel follows Rachel's kids down to Joseph. Just like Shamar said. Like when Mother told us that Ephraim is my firstborn, we should have listened. What I think I see is a tribe chasing down another tribe because they're angry at that tribe for having the blessing. Let's keep going. All right, so we got 39 verses about Rachel from 3 books. So let's scroll down. Obviously, Rachel's going to be in Genesis, right? Because that's where Leah is, right? All through Genesis, we get to hear about the sisters going back and forth, right? Let's keep going. All right, so Genesis, she's all through Genesis. Let's see where she shows up next. Ruth, right here. Ruth 4 and 11. So you're going to see it's the same passage where they begin to tell you Rachel and like Leah, which 2, right? It's going to try to tell you right here. These 2 did build the house of Israel. It's a lie. Now we know it's a lie because right here in Matthew, they're going to try to bring Rachel in the book of Matthew. But I'm going to show you something sneaky about this article too, guys, in just a second. First, let's deal with the book of Matthew. So the book of Matthew says, in Ramah, there was a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning. Rachel weeping for her children and would not be comforted because they are not. Now remember, guys, I did a Rachel is weeping episode, right, guys? Y'all notice something funny about this? This article is only going to share with you that there's 3 passages of Rachel. But that's not accurate, right? It's going to tell you up here. We got, remember, we had 28 verses for Leah and 2 books for Leah, right? For Rachel, we have 39 verses and 3 books, according to this article. However, that's not accurate because luckily for me, I remembered doing another episode on Rachel, and I don't remember getting that passage for Rachel out of Matthew's. Right, guys? Do y'all remember that? Y'all remember the Rachel is weeping episode? We didn't get that passage out of Matthew. Nah. I told y'all Matthew knew they had to put it in the book of Matthew to validate that line that was coming through there for JC. And I told y'all, why would they do that if Rachel is not the mother of Israel? Let's go. I'm going to show y'all where that passage was because it wasn't just in Matthew. So now we have 4 books validating Rachel. Right, guys? Let's go. It's in Jeremiah. I'm a goddamn detective. I done told y'all this shit before. When I want to dig, Mother has me dig on a whole different level. Now watch this. So Jeremiah 31, 15 to 17 says, thus said the Lord, a voice is heard in Ramah, lamentation and bitter weeping. Rachel is weeping for her children Right, guys? I done told y'all, everybody ain't Israel. She refuses to be comforted for her children because they are no more. They didn't come back after their exile. Okay? The Babylonian exile, they got to come back. Thanks to Esther, the other woman book in the Torah, they got to come back. Rachel children is no more, guys. Thus says the Lord, keep your voice from weeping and your eyes from tears, for there is a reward for your work, declares the Lord. So there is a reward for Rachel's work, huh? And they shall come back from the land of the enemy. There is hope for your future, declares the Lord, and your children shall come back to their own country. Whose children? Who children coming back? This say Rachel's children will be rewarded. And this says that Rachel's children shall come back to their own country, that Rachel's children are no more. These are your lost tribes. These are your lost tribes. They claimed there was 10 lost tribes. When was Judah ever in those lost tribes, y'all? Judah's not lost. Remember the southern kingdom. Benjamin, Levi, Judah. Levi ain't supposed to count because Levi ain't supposed to have no possessions amongst his brothers. So Levi's supposed to sit his behind there amongst Judah and amongst Benjamin. Rachel's children are no more. It is Rachel weeping for her children. And the Creator says right here, those children shall come back. This is Israel, guys. Don't be fooled by Judah and their shenanigans. Look, they knew they had to put Rachel here in the Revelations. They knew. They know. They know it's Rachel. It's time you knew it was Rachel. It's always been Rachel. Look at this. They know they got to put Rachel up in here because the blessing follows Joseph. Trying to show y'all something. Don't let them play three-card money on you, y'all. Yeah, this is how we got to the book of Ruth. So I'm sorry to have bored y'all with it. Sorry we took this long to come back around Robin Hood's barn. But at the end of the day, I needed y'all to understand the shenanigans that was going on here. That somebody shoved this book into our book to try to make this line relevant. To try to cast a shadow on who is going to be coming back. Whose children? Your children. Well, Rachel's children is Benjamin and Joseph. Right? Rachel's children is Benjamin and Joseph. That's all Rachel got. Rachel don't have no one else. Leah's children are Judah, Levi, all these other kids. We only talk about Rachel because the Torah told me right here, your children shall come back to their own country. So who's playing games on y'all? Who has the scepter not departed from, guys? Until the rightful ruler returns. The rightful ruler is coming from Rachel's tribe, from Rachel's children, guys. That's why the Torah says that's why the Torah says that statement about Judah. The scepter will not depart, nor the lawgiver from between Judah's feet until Shiloh. Shiloh translates to the rightful ruler. The rightful ruler was to come from Rachel, guys. It was not to come from Leah. But Leah did what she could to make sure that her children were going to be remembered. Wait till I show y'all the names from that line of David. and how it's linking to the healer serpent, guys. Y'all wait. That's our next journey. I hope, guys, I helped y'all understand that there has been some sort of mission to steal the throne, guys. I'm trying to tell y'all something from who the rightful ruler is. And I hope that I put this book of Ruth to bed. Like I told you, there's 3 issues right off the bat. It's telling us about 10 generations into the future. The woman is a Moabite. Okay, we got a problem there. And it's lying, telling us that 2 lines are represented by Israel through Leah and Rachel. I hope today, guys, that you know for a fact, oh, it's about Rachel, guys, and her children, right? It's about Rachel, and she's in 4 books, not 3. Much love from the front line, guys. I'll see you next week. Take care.